Good morning, guys. Robert Comrade here, and I just have a few things to say about poetry, specifically the website allpoetry.com. It is an amazing site. It is, in my opinion, and maybe it's the way it is. It's a poet's site. It's a site for poets. And I mean, of course, anyone who likes poetry, whether or not they write it, can go there and enjoy poetry. But the interaction amongst the poets, the writers, the creators of the works there is just amazing. I mean, I started writing poetry about 5 months ago after an experience with Jesus Christ that was very simple but very real. Basically, I thought I was a Christian years ago in 1981, and but I was just to a point in my life where I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't working. I had some health issues, and my parents are gone. My family's split up, and I've only been in this town. At that time, I'd only been in this town 7 months after losing everything in Hurricane Harvey down in Houston. I'm in Central Texas now, in a small town there. But anyway, I was just walking down the street, and I started praying. Something I had not done in probably years. I mean, not sincerely. And this wasn't some form, like I come to you in the name of the Lord Jesus. It was just I began to speak to God, and I felt immediately connected, differently than I had ever felt. And I just started saying, Lord, I'm here, and I'm sorry that I have been distant. I want to come home. That's exactly the way I put it. I said, I want to come home to you. And I'm not doing anything. You can see my life, it's vacant. And I want to serve you. I want you to use me. Well, I'm just going to be real brief, less than 30 seconds here. Since that time, since that was April, I think, early April, maybe May, somewhere right in that period. Since that time, I have written down actual number 455 YouTube video ideas. At one point, I had 5 channels, somewhere over 100 videos completed and posted, with just a low budget techniques on a whole variety of subjects. Like I said, 455 ideas. At one point, I was writing them so fast I could not number them. It's on my videos. I documented it as it was happening, and that's what's really important about this experience that I'm sharing with you right now. It's documented. I mean, you can look at the evidence, and you can see the before and after. It's incredible. And people could easily say, "Oh, well, you doctored all that." Well, no, they were posted to YouTube, and you can check with YouTube as to when they were posted. I can't manipulate that date, okay. But anyway, now I have 4 YouTube channels and same number of videos. I think it's around 120, and I have written around 100 poems. I have 67 posted to allpoetry.com. I just discovered last night in my old book here, which I'll turn to the pertinent page here. Like I said, I don't want to spend an incredible amount of time on this, but this is the book I was using to write down YouTube video ideas. It's just a regular school notebook. It's very used, but I'm just going to show you the last page. At some point, I'd like to go through the whole book, but because I was amazed. It's right at 455. 455 YouTube video ideas, and if you freeze it, you might be able to read some of them, but don't you steal my ideas. And so there it is. I mean, and you could get scientists to do dating on the ink to find out when it hit the paper. Okay, and as far as with the poetry, same thing. And last night, I was going through this book, and I found some poems I was writing. I was writing poems as I was writing down video ideas, And I totally forgot that. Some of them are finished, some of them but they don't have a title. Some of them are complete. Some of them are in the works. Some of them are just like a line or two. It's weird, guys. I mean, it's really strange, but it's real. It's very real. So the reason, besides sharing that with you, that I wanted to contact you is about allpoetry.com. If you, like I said, if you like to read poetry, or you're someone who writes poetry, and maybe you're not a professional. Most poets aren't. We just write, and we like to share. I mean, whatever your motivation is for writing, that's your personal business, and that's generally, I think that's where the reward comes in for someone who writes poetry, and maybe even songs, although songs could probably lead to an income if they were good enough. I think on this site or somewhere I read that a poem that is posted on a top tier, by a top tier publisher, you're going to get $500 maybe for it. So, I mean, gosh, you'd have to get your poems posted like maybe 10 a month to like feel like you're making it, and that's like $60,000 a year. So there's not money in poetry, but that's not why poets write. That's not why I write. I write to I want to affect people, and I want to affect them in a positive way. That's really important to me. I'm not trying to influence people to do negative things, or things that hurt other people or that hurt themselves. Some of my poems are a little edgy, and that's just the way they came out. And I write a lot of things I have no experience with whatsoever, except possibly having read it in a novel or saw it on a television program or in a movie. Wherever. It's something that I learned outside of having actually experienced it. So, or at times, sometimes I think I don't even know why. Like, for example, I have a poem called Daddy with a question mark. And the entire poem is a conversation between a little girl who's frightened about something with her father. She's trying to tell Daddy, wait a minute, I hear something. What is it going on? Anyway, I would love for you to read that poem, and I'd like for you to look at my other poems, and for a couple of reasons. One of the poems I posted, I have 67 poems posted there, and I have upgraded to a membership for, it's like $13, $14 a month. Now I can attach images to my poems, and I can style them, the font, the layout, and there's just a bunch of editing features that you get for that $15, whatever it is. I recommend that. Definitely recommend that. If you're a writer and you go on All Poetry, don't mess around and just, because I tell you, there's a big difference between a poem that has an image and one that doesn't. Not that the ones that don't have images are lesser. Don't get me wrong. It's just that when you are able to find an image that really fits the theme, it's like it sets the stage. It sets the stage for the story. And I want to give you a great example of that. It's my most popular poem by a wide margin, and it was a surprise to me, frankly. The poem's called Someone. It's 12 lines long, and I wrote it probably in under an hour, and it was after I had come in from a walk, a morning walk at dawn. I sat down. I had an experience while I was walking that was essential, involved all my senses and my mind. I mean, it was a blend of things involving someone. Anyway, I'll let you read it for yourself. It was the site operator, Kevin. Hello, Kevin, if you're watching, and thank you very much for your site. It is an amazing site, and I tell everyone I can about it. So, I got a message that I think he asked me if it was okay, or told me it was done, whatever. That poem was selected to what's called front page. I didn't really react because I had no idea what the front page is. But I got a comment from another poet which thank everyone, every poet on there who's interacted with me. The person congratulated me for having a poem selected to the front page. So upon further investigation, as I learned the site features, which if you have a desktop, laptop, it's better, and you can do, I guess, everything on the cell phone here. And that's where I got started. But I have a laptop now. You can, I see all the comments that I've gotten, and when that poem and views, and when that poem, someone was selected to the front page. It's been there 21 days now, I think. I haven't checked today, but last night it was 2.0K views. 2,000 views and 20 some comments. Now you might say to yourself, that's not very many comments compared to the number of views. Okay, I get that, but I think some people are like me. I don't always comment on a poem. I mean, some poems I don't like, and I don't want to say anything bad to any of the writers. I have done that, and it turns out I wind up feeling really bad about having done it. So, and I'll go back and tell them I apologize to them. But anyway, the number of views over 2,000, and that's compared to probably my next poem in line is maybe at 100, and downward from there, from the 6,700. The overall total views is fantastic, and for all the poems, and comments are fantastic. But anyway, I would like you to go to allpoetry.com, and I have not gone in as a guest, so I'm not sure how you're able to access things. My username is BlueCheer420. Exactly as it sounds, except the B in blue is capitalized, the C in cheer is capitalized, and then there's 420 at the end. All one thing. BlueCheer420. If that doesn't work, you can. If there's a place to search poems by title, search someone, and I would imagine at the poem page is a link to my other poems. And guys, please take a look, and also take a look at my other videos. Here are my YouTube channels. There are 4: Robert Comrade, Jay McLeod, Peter Sherwood, and the last one's a little bit long. It was 2 channels I put together, and initials are involved. It's J. Sherwood, M. Christensen, spelled kind of funny, KRISTIANSON. Okay. Anyway, my ear itched. Please go check them out, guys, because this is what I'm here to tell you. Jesus Christ can change your life. I mean, I'm to the point in my life right now where I have such control over my emotions and my thoughts that I never thought I could have. Just like right now. I was kind of getting into a vibe I wanted to get out of, so I said, hey, get out of the vibe. Bing, here I am. And the real message here is that Christ can change your life. It's real. It's a real thing. I mean, and I have the evidence. I mean, as best as I'm able to provide it. Here it is. It's documented and dated and all that. And you can really see a difference if you look back at my videos and how I got started and the things I talked about, some of my behavior. I mean, I'm not saying I was like the devil, but I was definitely different than I am now. And there's a noticeable progression toward things better. Things got better. I was becoming a better person, because when you decide to follow Christ, one of the things that you are supposed to do is mirror Him, and to whatever, the old saying, "What would Jesus do?" Hey, make fun of that if you want, but that's the Christian motto, mission, however you want to put it, to do whatever you think Jesus would do in a particular situation. and that includes prayer, and I mean, there's a lot of things involved in that. But what you're trying to do is model your life after what Christianity teaches, what God's Word teaches. Model your life after Christ. And I just want you to know it's real, God. I want you to know it's real. I wish I could talk to you in person. And if you, any comments on me, I don't know how we could leave information that would allow us to get in touch. But I'll try to think about that one. Maybe make myself vulnerable and leave an email address for you guys. But I really want to get it across that it's real. It's a real thing. I mean, I think most human beings at some point in their life wonder, is there a creator? Are there gods? Where are we going when we die? You know, all kinds of stuff like that. I think most people wonder those things. And I was not brought up a Christian. I didn't go to church as a child. I was in jail when I was 23 years old in West Virginia, in a little dinky county jail, and I'd been in there about 10 months awaiting trial for a property crime. That's all I'll say. It wasn't against a person. It was not violent. It was a stupid, drunken property crime. But I didn't agree with the charge, so I wanted to try. Anyway, I read the Bible. Decided to read the Bible. And that was it. I made up my mind then. And that's when I thought I was saved, and I think I was. And I was pretty active for the next 2 years. I wound up going to prison for 2 years, which meant I was in the county jail 11 months. So I only stayed in the prison 13 months. But I wound up being chaplain's assistant.